Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Captain Swan podcast, episode 60. I'm Serena, Savior out on Tumblr, and these are the people who are with me today.
I'm Lisa, and I'm You Brought Me Home.
Hi, I'm Mai, and I'm Allison Griffin Swan.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'm To the End of the World or Time.
I'm Ro, and my blog is Captain Swan Humor.
I'm Shannon, this is Mind Your Helm.
Okay,
Can I just
so
say, I just love how we're all like, I'm blah blah blah, and Ro is my blog.
Shout out to my blog.
We both assimilated our blogs, and Ro is like, no, I'm still separate from it.
because he has two blogs. So anyway, we have Comic-Con to talk about and all the spoilers, all the filming news. So shall we start with the filming news? The filming we got both Camelot and Dark Swan filming, and everyone was very confused. So let's just start with your Dark Swan theories. We heard from Comic-Con, from Jennifer and Adam Heddy, that Dark Swan is gonna be a slow thing, but Dark Swan is already in Storybrooke in episode 1. So what's the deal with that, in your opinion?
Promo.
Promo.
Yeah,
Does everyone think it's a promo?
Yes.
I think so.
Because Robert also said at Comic-Con that she wouldn't be Dark Swan or the Dark One in episode 1, and he would know. So I'm pretty sure that bit was just like the Frozen promo from last year.
I disagree. The title of episode 1 is The Dark Swan. If we don't see the Dark Swan at all, what's the meaning of the title?
Very end.
I think they're gonna do a flash forward.
Yeah, they could do that.
I don't think it's a promo. I think it would be insane to spend all that money.
Before we go into everything, can we talk about the atrociousness that is the outfit? Please.
And the makeup. The makeup's gross.
The everything. Because
You don't like the actual outfit or the outfit from the promo?
Both.
No one.
The promo was just too plain.
The one in the promo was better, except for the top part. Like, it was just too big. But the makeup and hair is just tragic. That needs to go.
It's like she looks like a cross between the Queen of Narnia and something else.
So it's like Voldemort.
I like her outfit from
That's
filming.
not exactly flattering.
No, I really like actually her outfit from filming. I don't like the one from the promo, but yeah, I like the filming outfit. It's very Morgana. It's
The one from filming is okay, except for that top bit where it looks like a bowl. I don't like that.
And the hair.
If you get rid of that,
No,
it's just a black thing with big sleeves that's kind of feathery. That's okay, but the big bowl thing around her head just is bad.
It almost looks like a hood, so...
Yeah, it is a hood, I think.
Is it a hood? Well, then
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Well, it doesn't sit right and it needs to go.
Okay.
Well, I didn't really pay attention to the one in the filming pics, but the one in the promo is atrocious. And I'm sorry, release the hair. Release the hair.
That and
I
the makeup just is so white and so pasty. It just washes out her whole face like she doesn't even have a face anymore.
Like I said,
She has no eyebrows. What happened to her eyebrows?
I have this whole theory that the more evil she gets, they'll finally let the hair free, and that's when we should be afraid.
See,
wish
Because she's like letting loose.
Well, I wish her hair would be like dark, actually. Like, because we've seen Jennifer Morrison with dark hair, and she looks
But she'd have to dye it, and Jen's
No,
not
she
dyeing
doesn't.
her
She
hair.
can wear a wig. That's what
Okay,
Jen's
let's
wearing.
talk about the tragedy that is some of the OUAT wigs. We're not subjecting poor Jennifer to a wig, okay? It's just not happening.
I will give him this.
Do not
better than what it
Grand
is.
Shepherd, okay? Don't criticize Grand Shepherd. I love Grand Shepherd.
I will give them this. They at least did a decent job on Ginny's wig, because a lot of people that were actually there weren't sure if she had dyed her hair back to brown again. But
I mean, does anyone know why she dyed it?
Just because she wanted to.
Is it white? Is it purple?
Because she felt like it. It's lavender, because she felt like it.
I was like, whoa, when I saw it. I was like, what's going on there?
Hey, everyone was like, wait, what?
I don't know.
I think it's pretty. It's
No,
different.
it's pretty, but it's just...
It grew on me. I mean, after looking at it a lot, I mean, it was like, oh, it doesn't.
Okay, yeah,
doesn't
at
look
first
that
I
bad.
wasn't a big fan, and then I'm like, it's gotten used to it, but I was still like, okay, why?
Alright.
Just because she felt like it. Everybody has the right to, you know.
Because Josh Dallas likes lilacs now, I guess. That's what he said.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
so does everyone think it's a promo? Because I have a whole theory about the flash forwards.
Okay,
Like
say your
trying
theory,
to-
Elena.
We'll probably
Okay.
know more on Wednesday because they're filming
Yeah.
again on Wednesday, so we'll probably know kind of what's going on maybe a little bit more.
I don't
Okay.
know. I just think that if Grumpy is there and he's meant to be in Camelot with everyone else, then
Yeah,
what's
that's why
going
I'm
on?
confused. I think it's going to be a
is
little
Grump-
timey-wimey.
But
And
is Grumpy
with the
there?
whole-
I'm not sure. Is Grumpy there
and
with
Sneezy with the whole Emma outfit.
Yeah, it's Sneezy who's wearing the ham outfit. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know
why I
if
think it's a
Grump-
promo.
I don't know why they would film a promo with random dwarfs and not the main cast other than Dark Swan.
Because the main cast was busy filming other stuff.
If if it's a promo with Regina, I'm so happy for it.
Okay.
Honestly, I think their decision to put Sneezy in position of sheriff and all that crap was just to. It wasn't necessary to say that the dwarves were taking over the town. It was just they were trying to show how bad it could really get. You know,
But
how
I
evil she can really be. And that's the kind of funky, crazy stuff they do during the promos to attract people to watch the show. That's what they're trying to build. That's why, to me, that's definitely. I know that the timey-wimey stuff in this is crazy, especially after they revealed that Camelot's time frame is like up in the air. It's distant past. It's
Well, remember,
near present, future. It like exists outside of time, so you don't know exactly how the time frame works. But I don't think that they would put Dark Emma full-blown evil in the first episode that quick. In order to show the gravity of how.
Because they keep saying she's gonna struggle with it.
Yes,
but
these
I think
struggles
they
a big deal. But for them to just show her evil like that negates everything that they just said.
Well, Serena, say your theory.
Okay, so the filming, from what I understand, went like this. The first scene of the day was the dwarf Sneezy wearing Emma's clothes and driving the sheriff car, and he arrives at the beer garden. Then they filmed the Zelina scene, which is in the middle of the street. Then they filmed the Dark One scene, where she arrives at the beer garden. She turns the dwarf wearing her clothes into stone and destroys the garden. Then the crew removed the garden and did the wind machines thing with the twister. So I think actually that they are going to destroy Granny's with the twister, and everyone is going to Camelot. Then, while the main cast is in Camelot, Storybrooke builds the beer garden like in front of it, and in the future Dark Swan destroys it. So instead of having a flashback, we have a flash forward of the Dark Swan to see what she's like in the future, and maybe even the cast like sees this flash forward like a warning, so they know what they have to stop.
Well,
Like in this way, they can show Dark Swan being evil, and they can have Emma not actually doing those things, because they're gonna stop her and change the future before it happens.
well,
Because
Well, whoa, 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 whoa! How about they see Dark Swan doing that in like a crystal ball thing
yeah, I
in
think they're
Camelot
gonna.
or something?
well,
That
I
could be
think
fun.
they're gonna see it in the crystal ball, but I actually think it's gonna be like a flash forward, like in the season 2 premiere when we have the Aurora and Philip Mulan flashbacks, and we think they're flashbacks, but at the end we find out that they are taking place like at the same time.
oh yeah.
I think they're gonna do a twist like that, like they show this thing, and at the end if we find out that it's happening one here in the future or whatever, and the cast maybe even using that one that Zelina wants. The cast uses it to see Dark Swan in the future, so they all see what Emma is going to be like, except Emma, of course, because she's somewhere in Camelot, and they know they have to stop it. So they are even more worried because they know what's at stake. They know she will become this person, this dark person, and they have to stop it.
Well,
I think you're giving them too
I
much
thought,
credit.
I thought it was interesting. I'm looking at this interview from EW, and it says the question was for Eddie and Adam. It was, what can you tell us about Emma as the Dark One? What are her powers like, and has she gone full on
Yeah,
evil? And then
exactly.
Eddie says
Yeah.
the right answer is, you're going to see both. We intend to show you how she would become dark and what would happen if she was. That's a weird way to phrase that question.
Yeah, that's the other thing exactly. Yeah, because it's nonsense.
It
What
says,
does
like,
it
if
mean?
she becomes dark, it's like sort of again this alternate reality thing. Like, if she becomes dark, it's like,
Oh,
How she would become dark?
if
What
this
would
turns into
happen?
season 6 of Lost, I'm going to hit someone.
well, I
Because
don't know.
because
I mean, like, it might be like that pivotal moment of like where she finally gets enlightenment. Maybe I don't know.
Hey,
It's like where
because
hey, but before we can get to season 6 of Lost, we need Charming or Killian screaming, "We have to go back! We have to go back!"
but
well, yeah, it
the
could.
weird
I
the
mean,
weird thing
she could be like this. I mean, it could be like, I'm the only one who decides my fate. So if she sees all these bad things happening when she's bad, maybe she
No.
yeah, but
No,
Something.
this only works if Emma doesn't know.
yeah, I think she doesn't know. I think they see this flash for this vision in a crystal ball or whatever. They see it while they're in Storybrooke before going to Camelot. So everyone in the main cast, or maybe just Snowin and Regina and Hook, they see what she will become, and then they go meet Emma, who is feeling fine because she looks fine in the Camelot pictures, and she feels fine. She's like, well, I took the darkness, but it didn't do anything to me, and
did.
everyone else knows that in the future that the darkness did influence her.
But
She does something in the future, but she doesn't know.
but did you notice in some of those people, those pictures that people took of that Camelot where they're crossing the bridge, and Killian like kind of looks at her, like Colin's looking at her, and it looks like he's looking at her like she's talking, but he's giving her like a weird look, like, what are you talking? It sort of looks like she's looking up at the castle, but he's
Well,
giving
yeah,
her a
because it's
look.
freaking Camelot.
Well,
I'm looking up at the
but
castle
it
too.
looks like she's saying something not herself.
Yeah, but you don't know if that's between takes.
I
or
know,
what.
but like it
Yeah,
just
you
looks
can't
like
you
it.
can't read too much into
And
that.
honestly, I think you guys are stressing this way too much. You're overthinking
Yeah, they're not
it.
that smart.
Honestly. I honestly believe that the whole thing with the Dark Herd destroying beer garden and all that stuff, it's just a promo. Honest to God, I think it's.
I mean, I would like it, but
We should have a bet. We should have a bet.
No,
Like,
I'm
No,
not
no,
betting
no, no,
anymore.
no,
I don't know. But
yes,
why is
yes,
it the beer
yes.
garden?
We should have.
But why is it the beer garden? We don't know what the hell. That's never been there before. Like, why didn't she
Because
just?
it's in the future. Granny's gets destroyed. Granny's gets destroyed
Well,
by
it
the
doesn't get
twister.
destroyed. It gets transported to Camelot.
Yes, but yeah, it gets transported.
And then
There's
they
nothing.
magically-
There's
and then
nothing
she
in
magic-
storybook.
I don't know.
They there's nothing in storybook. They build something over what used to be Granny's.
Who built it in the 2 weeks that they were
You
there?
guys know that the
But
promos.
you don't know it's gonna be 2 weeks.
I don't
Maybe
know.
they stay there. Maybe they stay there like 6 months. You don't know. They have to find Merlin. The quest for Merlin is the main thing.
We'll know by seeing how Zelina's pregnancy progresses.
Like, you guys know that their promos can be pretty crazy in order to attract people. So I would not put it past them to do something like this to draw.
We
Well,
we
yeah,
should
because
have a bet.
Remember last year when they were filming the promo that had Elsa walking past Hook leaning in the doorway, and people were like flipping out that Hook was gonna like start flirting with Elsa or some shit, and all it was the promo.
But look, almost every interview, whether it was Comic-Con or afterwards, that Adam and Eddie have done, have all said the same thing. Jennifer has said it. Colin has said it. They've all said it, that the primary focus is not just saving her, but also her struggle as to whether or not she's going to stay in the light or take on that darkness. It would not make any sense for them to show Dark Emma that quick. Because it would belie the entire. Hold on. Wait,
but it's even more struggle because she's shown you will be for sure the Dark Swan. This is the future and we've already seen it. So
But
there is even more struggle for her to say no. It's not my future.
There's no point in that because that just takes all of the gravity of her struggle and this journey and all of it and just shoots it in the freaking crap.
Have we considered? Wait a minute. Wait, have any of us considered that maybe some of this is in Emma's head? That it's her internal struggle in her head and they're just showing it visually?
Maybe.
That's a lot.
That would make more sense to me than some flash forward.
Okay?
Well, I think
this is also Adam and Eddie. They're known to omit details or say things that never happened. Remember? Hello? We'll have a great storyline. Hello?
Yeah, but for them not to go with what they've been saying this whole time, that at least the first half is going to be about her struggle, and just not even do that.
Naming storylines have been about Emma for forever, and they always end up to be about another character.
It's not going to be like that this time. There's no way around it.
Putting way too much.
She is the villain of the season. There's no way around that.
Okay,
wait. I think
everyone has some.
Well, I think maybe because they're filming this. If it is a promo, which it kind of looks like it is, if they're filming it this early, I think because they're filming it early is because Lana and Jenny and Adam and Eddie are going to that other Expo Con in August, and they're going to show more footage.
No, I think they're going to show. I think they're going to show.
It's freaking almost August. They don't have a whole lot of time. They have to get a promo ready before.
Right, because especially since she's destroying the beer garden or whatever, they have to put visual effects in that, and that takes time. So
yes, they have to get it ready because once August comes around, that's when the shows start doing their promos to get
August
viewers.
15th. It's August 15th. It's less than a month away.
So
but last time they showed an actual scene from the episode.
Well, they might have been done with the episode because we just got the episode. We got episode 2 title already.
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah,
they're starting now episode 2. They're done filming episode 1.
Well, they're done filming it, but they have to edit it, and they have to put the sound in, and they have to do the special effects. I mean, there's a reason why they start filming in July, and the show does not premiere until the end of September. Because it takes time for them to put these episodes together.
They only need one scene, and they don't need it to be like a special effects heavy scene. Last time it was Last time it was Rumple talking to his doll, like it wasn't
Oh God.
it wasn't that much.
Every promo they filmed so far has been, I'm not saying heavy, but with a fair amount of effects. When Elsa was walking down the middle of the street, they had the ice walk that was following her. The window of Rumple's shop shattered when she walked past it after she froze it. Killian's hook froze. I mean, the police car froze. Everything.
They had Ursula's tentacles.
Yeah, they had to do all that stuff for the Queens of Darkness when the witch came.
Yeah,
they had the green smoke and all that stuff. So
they filmed that in the woods.
But they filmed those promo shots of, like with Charming and their bow and arrow and whatever like that. They filmed that around like episode 3-ish. But they're not going to this expo thing like they did last year. So they have to show something.
I think the tornado is going to take them to Camelot. They're going to find her there, and they're going to go they're going to meet up with Arthur and his knights. They're going to take her to the castle and try to find Merlin, and that's when her struggle is going to really start. Like, she's.
I'm just going to say it. Merlin is really hot.
It's like she doesn't want to be evil. She doesn't want to hurt people. But from what JMO has said, she's going to be very sensual, very not sociopathic, but just free. Not having to care about what other people think, not having to worry about saving people, and just only caring about herself.
I want Regina. I want her to call out Regina, like call out Regina. I mean, I know it probably won't happen, and it's a pipe dream at the least.
Well, yeah, because Jen said in one of the interviews that as far as she understands it, that Emma's going to be all about the here and now and not about vengeance.
Yes, right, I know, but hey, pipe dream, I want it.
It would not surprise me if she tried to get Killian on her side. If something happens and she has a weak moment and she gives in just a little bit and tries to seduce him, but I think that Killian will be stronger than that because he does love her. And he doesn't want to be like that with her in that way.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I keep coming back to with all these people who are like, Dark Captain Swan, Dark Captain Swan. I'm like, you do realize that just because Emma tries to seduce him doesn't mean he's going to go along with it. I mean, she can make the choice to try and seduce him, and he can make the choice to reject her. It's a two-way street here, people. Hello.
Exactly.
You're killing some credit here for crying out loud.
I mean, he'll just be muttering.
Actually tempted. And to like give in for like a second and then fall back.
Yes.
He'll just be in the corner thinking, think on sexy thoughts, think on sexy thoughts.
The only thing that really irks me from what I saw in the videos, I really thought that we could go one episode without wanting to light a certain someone on fire. And then she goes and opens her mouth. I understand that it was an emotionally charged moment, that she was in shock, that Emma had just sacrificed herself to save her, or maybe she was a little upset why she could do that.
Regina, I mean, listen, in town.
But then she goes and says, how could she do something so stupid? I'm like, bitch, get out. Bitch, get out. Just stop.
Honestly?
Yeah.
Remember, it's the town. Emma saved the town, not...
Well, Snow right after that says she saved your life, which is technically true. But I'm just like,
I'm trying not to be too angry because I know it's an emotionally charged moment. But if I have to hear her continuously call Emma stupid for her sacrifice,
of course,
I'm gonna have to let her fight.
Of course, she's pretty Regina. She can do no wrong. See, that's what a sociopath looks like, ladies and gentlemen.
Hook has the dagger.
Yeah, I hope he holds on to it the whole time.
Yes.
I would like it to.
And it's funny, but it's also funny they don't have the dagger in that Camelot scene.
But see, it could be in Killian's jacket pocket. But
yeah.
I mean, we also have
everything else
to talk about the second half of that scene, though. I mean, when he calls for her, she doesn't come. So clearly, the dagger doesn't work the same way it used to. I think Emma managed to do what Rumple was trying to do at 411 and free himself from the dagger. I don't think Emma's controlled by the dagger anymore. I think the only thing it'll do now is transfer the power if someone kills her with it. I think other than that, Emma's a free agent and can do whatever the hell she wants.
And
No, I
that's,
don't think. I don't
and
think
that's
it's that.
right, because that's a lot scarier than any dark one.
The only
don't
other
think
the
it's-
only other way it doesn't the only other way that Emma wouldn't be able to come when he summons her is if she is physically in another realm and can't get there.
And she's in Camelot.
And if she's in Camelot, then maybe that makes sense. But I don't know. I just think having her free of the dagger makes her that much harder to defeat, and that sounds like something Em and Eddie would do.
Because think about it, if the Dark One was powerful enough to traverse any realm that he wanted whenever he pleased, we wouldn't even have a show.
Well,
Yeah, but this
was-
wouldn't have been true until Emma. I mean, Kelly, Rumpel was, the Dark One same way as everybody else. Emma became the Dark One a different way, and this would be the ideal time to change the rules if they wanted to.
Well, Adam and Eddie
And the fact that Emma it was already really, really, really powerful before.
Yes, she did. She had barely begun to tap into her powers. Who knows what the hell she could have done if she tried real hard. I mean, she managed to do that mirror thing with Eric and Ariel, and not even Regina can do that. I mean, seriously.
But think about what Killian said, what we were able to hear from the dialogue in that scene. The wording was very specific. He said, "I thought that with this dagger, I would be able to call the Dark One from any corner of the world." He didn't say any realm. He said any corner of this world, which means he still believed that she was in this realm, the land without magic. That's what makes them realize, she's not in the land without magic anymore. She's in a different realm. She's gone somewhere else. Because no matter how powerful that the Dark One is, even the Dark One cannot traverse realms. If he could, then like I said, we wouldn't have a story. Because Rumpel would have gone his merry way and found Bay, and the curse would never be passed.
But see, here's the thing. At the TV Line interview, they also said that the rules were changed a little bit, and we were going to get into that in the premiere. So there has to be something different.
We're going to find out the origins of the Dark One. That's what Eddie said. So, I think it's still going back to Camelot thing. I think one of those people,
because Merlin created the Dark One.
Well, yeah, I think one of those people in the past was the Dark One.
They'd have to be dead, though.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. That's how you become the Dark One.
Rumpel's not dead. Rumpel's not dead.
If Merlin took the dagger and took the swirling vortex of darkness and put it in somebody, the only way someone else could take the mantle of Dark One from that person is to kill them, so they would be dead. Rumpel was a special case because they used the hat to extract the darkness from him. That's something but the hat is Merlin's, so it makes sense that Merlin could do something like that. Merlin's not here.
Not yet.
Merlin is MIA.
Which I think is still going to be as sketchy as fuck.
He better be in Avalon or I'm be pissed.
And
I just love how their arms are linked the whole time.
You mean when they're walking over the bridge?
It just shows that Killian is loyal, he's adamant, he's determined, and just because it's awkward that this Dark One, who has been his enemy for 300 years, is now the woman that he loves, but it's not going to stop him from loving her. It's not going to stop him from being there and protecting her and trying to save her life.
And
side note
though,
about the whole Camelot thing, though, I do not believe that he is related in any way to the Camelot people. Because I'd much rather having him just being a normal guy, but I do believe there is credence to the possibility, especially since Adam and Eddie brought up the whole fact that Camelot existed hundreds of years ago. I still believe there's a possibility that this might have been his kingdom, possibly.
Well, I think the only reason they brought that up is because they were asked. They didn't they didn't give information. They just play their trolling game again, where they're
pretty much.
Or maybe, I don't know, can't say.
but the other thing is, Rumpel and Killian are the only ones who are that old. So if you're going to do Camelot and you want to connect it to your regular cast somehow, then it would make sense that either Rumpel or Killian would know someone from Camelot, whether it's Arthur or Merlin or Joe Schmo. I don't know.
Or Windermere, hello.
And Killian was a pirate. You can't tell me he didn't meet some peeps from all over the place in his travels.
Well, I'm surprised we didn't bring it up yet, but I'm surprised they're bringing in Miranda for Brave. I'm like, what the heck? What?
Miranda.
Well,
I was just about to say that, okay? That was my next topic of conversation.
We're so in sync. So in sync.
Yes.
Well,
like,
they
it
did.
just seems
Now
so
I'm gonna
out
replace
there.
you. I'm sorry.
Well, okay. The only thing I can think of, and people are really going to hate me for saying this because I want a Captain Swan centric storyline like Burning. But the only reason I can think of to bring Merida in at this point, Merida's whole story is about a daughter and mother who don't understand each other, and they have a bunch of misunderstandings, and they eventually, and the only way to break the spell when Merida changes her fate and her mom gets turned into a bear. Spoilers for Brave, sorry.
I never seen it.
The only way to undo the spell is for Merida and her mother to reconcile.
I really want that.
So,
You're saying that's gonna be
I'm
Snow and Emma.
exactly.
I
That's
really
exactly
want
what I'm
that.
saying.
Well, they're not
I'm
that
bracing,
good for-
basically, I'm bracing myself for Snow being the one to break the dark curse instead of Killian. I'm just bracing myself right
I
now.
don't mean that. I wouldn't mind the Snow, Charming, Harry, Hook. As long as it's not Regina, I'm fine with it.
I'm fine as long as not Regina. Douche face.
Yeah, no Rumple either.
Oh, well,
Oh.
douche face I was talking about Robin.
And that
Ooh.
because if someone
Robin would be so
here's,
random.
here's
That's
the
just
thing though. Here's the thing though. If someone other than Hook, breaks this curse on her or whatever, then that frees up the headcanon that everybody loves for Emma to save Hook, getting cursed from something, reversing the Snow and Charming thing, and then Emma still gets to be a hero. Yay, yay, rah, rah. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, you know,
well-
that's in my head canon seems like.
Well, I will kind of want, like, because I remember last year we talking about, like, who's going to do the true love kiss and that kind of thing. And now it could go, like, either way again. But I would like the way for her to break that curse is, she does it again on her own. But she's kissing him because he did something. So.
You know what though? This journey for Hook at this point is so serious. So serious. Because the Dark One has been his enemy from almost his entire life. He has dedicated himself to destroying this entity, this demon, because of what it did to him, what it did to his girlfriend. And now the entity is his girlfriend.
And he was
So-
to sleep with the Dark One.
So
I
that
know.
history, and it's almost like it was fated. It's
Yes.
fated
Well,
that it had to
okay,
happen
then.
this
Well,
way.
then-
This is why in my perfect world it is Hook who breaks through, Emma being, Dark One, destroy the world, whatever, and breaks through to her and kisses her and breaks the curse. I mean, I want
And they
that.
have sex?
I'm just preparing myself for Emma to disappoint me again.
Lower your
Because
expectations.
because I've been expecting a True Love's kiss since freaking season 3 finale, and I keep getting disappointed, and it's making me crazy.
Oh, well, at least you didn't have the whole build story of Maleficent, and you had the perfect theory of how it would work perfectly for season 4.
Well,
I'm still bitter about that.
but I think it's weird because that they announced that their 100th episode is going to be in the spring premiere, as opposed to the end of this
It's
fall
so bullshit.
finale, which is like weird because it's like you're building to this climax, and then you're saying, oh, our 100th episode, which is going to be great, starts in the premiere.
Well,
which is,
like I
weird.
said the other day that when this whole 10-12 business happened, because in another interview they said that the 5A arc would only be 10 episodes and that 5B arc would be 12 episodes. Now here's the deal. The thing is, if they want to do something fun and fluffy-ish, then that's easier to do in a premiere than it is when the Dark Swan storyline is wrapping up.
Honestly,
So someone's going to get married.
No, I just think,
Probably.
they might use that opportunity to like do some weird like AU or something, or do a meta episode like Supernatural so fond of doing or something. But
Oh, come on.
I still want
I'm just writing myself for it to be all about Regina again.
All I know is that
Always the optimist.
We're gonna
Hey,
have it.
hey, haven't you seen my Twitter? I have firmly
No.
adopted my new persona of Salty Panda.
I don't want to see Regina's second cousin episode or something. I don't need that.
all I know is after what we had to go through with episode 11 in season 4, I sincerely hope they learn from their mistakes and that they're going to give us a mid-season finale that they can be proud of, and that can give us all the suspense and the drama.
Yeah, do not leave me on Christmas. Don't leave me on Christmas break with more angst. I already had a summer of angst. I don't need any more.
This is what I want. No unnecessary flashbacks from the same 3 fucking people that I can't stand seeing flashbacks from.
Well, thank God that they're not doing Rumpel's mom. Thank you.
Oh, God, no.
I was like, thank you. I'd rather take this character than Rumpel's mom.
No unnecessary scenes that do not add to the plot. No getting mired down or bogged down too much in extraneous characters like they did with Frozen. They pretty much milked that shit for all that it was worth.
Well,
at the expense of everybody else.
There you might be disappointed because
it was actually the good part of season 4. I mean, we got Emma.
Camelot is, the most ancient fairy tale there is. So.
But I think this one.
I'm not worried about that.
I don't know if they milk it.
But I think
I'm not worried about Camelot. I'm worried more about Merida. I'm afraid they're gonna milk the brave shit to death, and I don't want to see that.
The only thing, I think that's gonna be better than Frozen is because these characters are gonna be. I mean, our main character is gonna be interacting with the Camelot people. We saw that in the filming. So in the Frozen stuff, Kristoff and Anna and all that stuff happened in the past, and it was just them. It was we gotta.
But they have to do some of that though, because if Merlin's the origin of the Dark One, then they have to get into all that stuff, and I'm sure they're going to get into the Arthur, Guinevere, Lancelot triangle because you have to. That's like a rule.
I'm gonna say it. I'm still better that we never got a Killian Kristoff scene.
Last I heard,
we got it.
They said that sequel Walls was coming back, but I think only in flashbacks. Lancelot is pretty much.
But that's when the triangle business would happen in a flashback.
I'm gonna say
if I don't get my Arthur, Guinevere, Lancelot triangle-y type flashbacks, I'm going to be pissed because I am an Arthurian legend person. I need it. Give it to me now.
And you know what? I don't care if they have to bring back Cinco Walls to life. I don't care how they do it. Just bring him back to life. You brought back Selena. You brought back fucking Regina so many times and Rumpel. You can bring me back Cinco Walls.
But you know what else I would really love from this arc?
Sex.
Well, besides that, I always want that. But I would like Arthur to be the secondary villain.
Oh, well, with his description.
No, I want Merlin to be the villain because it's just so unexpected.
I want Merlin. No, I want Merlin to be useless and Arthur to be the villain.
Honestly.
Because I can see Arthur steal if the dagger can still control her, that Arthur would steal the dagger and then try to get Emma to do bad shit.
Well then
here's the thing.
Charming is going to be really
the only reason I don't want Merlin to be the bad guy is because the POC already get treated like shit on the show.
That's why I want Arthur instead.
Exactly, another POC villain or another POC that doesn't do much. It's really.
Well, then Charming's gonna be really sad because didn't Josh Dallas said they're gonna bro out or something? Him and Arthur are gonna be bros.
Charming.
Maybe they just have
wants to
history.
be bros with everyone.
Yeah,
they're all bros with Colin.
Well, God knows Charming needs some guy friends who are not dwarves.
That book is still his mate.
Or dating his daughter.
What I want to see more than anything is when they're walking, or when Arthur comes up, walks up to them, I guess, or whichever one of the knights like walks up to them and to find out who they are and why they're all there. But if it really is true, this theory that Killian is from this kingdom and recognizes the sigils on the flags and knows that this is his own kingdom, I want to see how he reacts to and I swear to God, if he tries to walk in there with her on his arm, and Arthur sees him and recognizes him and goes, "You're under arrest because you stole my flagship, take him away," which I wouldn't put past him either.
But
I want to see Emma's.
Emma's in a position to fuck him up, so that's okay.
Well, here's the thing. We know that Killian didn't steal the flagship, the used around ones. So,
but I like that. But I like that in those filming spoilers that Captain Swan was leading the way and Regina was like in the back babysitting everybody.
He did steal it though. He was supposed to go. They were supposed to go see the Admiralty and present them with the Dream Shade, but they never went there. And they just took the ship and they left, and they never came back.
Yep.
And then they switched their colors and started blowing up all the king's ships. So, or pillaging and plundering the king's ships. So, yeah.
And I would like to see Killian confront the thing that made him a villain, made him a villainy type in the first place, which was Liam's death. And if he has to confront, either the monarch who actually did the thing or the descendant of the monarch who did the thing, then that is a step on the hero's journey, and I'm down with that.
I mean, that reaction look on his face when the apprentice said that the sorcerer was Merlin, that reaction could not have been a coincidence. That he, that he knew.
But then
Maybe
again,
it's too much.
okay, even if it's not from that kingdom, he's been around for 300 years. He knows who Merlin is.
That was my point.
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
Okay, so what else did we get from filming?
Oh, I read somewhere that he was only gonna be the Dark Swan for 5 or 6 episodes.
Where did you see that?
Twitter.
No.
Oh yeah, because Twitter's reliable.
Yeah, we need a source. We need a source there.
Yeah. There's gonna be filming on Wednesday in Storybrooke again, from 9 a.m. until midnight. So
yeah, that confuses me.
That's why I think it's gonna be a flash forward, because the group is obviously still in Camelot, and they're gonna show a flash forward of Storybrooke being fucked up by the Dark Swan.
Well,
anyway, I'm gonna drop it until next time, where I will be proven right.
We'll see.
And
it just said dialogue scenes. It didn't say who would be in them. So maybe it's just random townspeople.
I don't think there would be 9 a.m. till midnight for random dwarves having breakfast and talking about taxes. But the exciting thing is the picture of the choreographer. Did you see the dance choreographer posted a picture from today with Lana and the dude that plays Percival?
No.
He just posted that he was rehearsing.
Oh yeah,
there's gonna be a ball in Camelot.
Yay!
So Captain.
That's what I'm telling you. I think the majority of 5A is going to take place in Camelot.
Well,
I think so. Yeah.
They did say in that yes or no hot seat thing that there's going to be a dance, another dance.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
the
the other thing that makes me think that they're gonna stay in Camelot for at least half a season is that they brought Roland and baby Snowflake with them, and if it had been just for one episode or two, they would have left the babies in Storybrooke
Also,
Dennis.
And Colin,
also,
and Colin,
I also saw that they said they can't get to Lily's dad until after episode 5. So I think they're
Yes.
going to be in Camelot till at least then, and then
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
some of the Camelot peeps come to Storybrooke or some such, and that's when they can finally get into
Think
the
what?
Lily's dad business.
and during
Because who
Fairy
doesn't
Tale,
want to see King Arthur in Storybrooke? Who doesn't want to see that?
His horse.
I want to hear
during-
Merlin.
I want to see Merlin in Storybrooke. I want to see Guinevere in Storybrooke. Come on.
this is supported
I
by
want
the
to see
fact that
Lancelot in Storybrooke.
this is supported by the fact that during Fairy Tales, when Tom Abode, who we affectionately know as the Hookalike, met Colin,
Yes.
and Colin was admiring his, oh my god, amazing outfits.
He was going to need to make a new
He might have to
costume.
work on a new one because I think he's going to be changing into something else. If they're having another ball and he's obviously
Woo! Yeah.
Emma, he's going to be wearing something else.
That'd be awesome.
Yay!
More dancing. Yay!
Can we
Hey,
get
that means, oh my god, our TVs are going to melt. We're going to have Josh, Sean, and Colin in fairy tale clothes at a ball, people.
It's the Hot Daddies Club again. Yay!
Can we just get like a quick scene where Emma walks in on Hook as he's changing into that outfit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want that is charming Emma to dance for real.
Yes.
And
Yes.
since they're doing that, Hook and Snow should dance. too.
Yes.
That would be great. Hook and Snow.
And also, what was I going to say?
But we're gonna
I don't
get,
remember what I was gonna say.
we're gonna see Charming actually watch Captain Swan dancing. So it's gonna be
Well,
kinda...
he ships it now, so it's okay.
Yeah! Well, so does Josh, too. He ships it so hard.
We're just imagining these random pairings, and we're gonna end up with Regina dancing with Percival, and nothing else.
Oh, and with our queen, because you have to give something to the our queen fans.
No, you don't. You can ignore them.
Well,
No, I mean from the writer's point of view.
Yeah, I know.
but
Like, how to tell us.
this Percival character, he's equivalent with the Holy Grail, right? Or something?
Yes.
He's
Yes,
one of the knights
He's
of
one
the
of
round
them.
table.
Tonight. And I believe that he actually traveled with Galahad when they were on their journey to look for the Holy Grail, if I remember my history correctly.
Mm.
Galahad was the one that actually found it, supposedly.
Yeah.
Well, I think... Well, they talked about... Well, they didn't talk about, but they posted a picture in the writer's room about... they were joking around about Excalibur. So I think...
If we don't see Excalibur, then this whole storyline is a waste.
No, I
Yeah.
still think the dagger... I still think the dagger is Excalibur.
It's not.
No,
Excalibur's
it's
a
small.
sword.
No,
It's too
it's
small.
Excalibur's a
doesn't-
sword, and on the sword it says, whoever pulls the sword from the stone will become
Excalibur is a
right?
broadsword.
Come on, because
Remember, I love you, Jude, but remember Rumpel said it back in season 2, I think. Excalibur's a
it's-
Camelot.
No, it's when it's season 3 when
Okay, well,
that flashback was
what if they
snowing.
put their own? But what if they put their own twist on what Excalibur looks like?
Then I will
Yeah.
hate them.
They can't do that. They
Why?
can't do that.
Ridiculous.
It's Arthur's sword. They can't do that.
I mean,
Yes.
It's gonna be like
They
Charming
can do
Sword, but
whatever they
fancier.
want. They can do
no,
whatever
I
they
can't.
want.
When you adapt things that are so iconic, you cannot change them. Snow White has to buy an apple. Excalibur has to be a sword. Hook.
The
has
Jolly
to have
Roger
a
has
hook.
to be a really fancy boat.
Yeah, I mean there's certain parts that you just can't fuck with, and that's one thing that you just can't fuck with.
I think they kind of wish they would, because it's just interesting. It's
Yeah,
different.
no.
It's different.
My Arthurian Legends geek inside of me is screaming right now. Just so you know.
Captain Hook is going to meet King Arthur. Is that not interesting enough for you people?
Honestly, you know what?
I'd rather
Why
have
is there no
more pirates.
Morgana? Come on. I want my Morgana. I want Morgana.
Please, any more Morgan Le Fay.
Two other
Where
great
is she?
things that we learned from that from this long shoot. One, that Colin and Josh are a bunch of idiots that love to play around with their fans, and two, you cannot kill mosquitoes with a dagger. It's not gonna work. But it makes for some really funny filming shots, that's for sure.
I hope we have that on bloopers.
He's like trying, he's holding him off, going, Dark One, up here, and he's like waving around trying to get the mosquitoes out of his face. I'm like, take that shot. Give me the blooper. I want to see that.
And then he did the stabby thing with everybody. He
Yeah.
stabbed everybody.
You know, some people that saw that actually posted thinking that he had like lost his shit and started killing people because of what happened to him.
I got
All right.
masks. I was
Then
like, are you serious?
Then you separate the fans that really can't take it. They don't have a clue. So,
No, look at spoilers.
He's just playing around because, well, it's weird. Like the last couple of Comic-Cons, he's been kind of quiet, kind of reserved. But now that this is his third year doing it, he's really started to come out of his shell and open up. That was the most amazing thing about Comic-Con. Oh my God, that Nerd HQ needs to happen every fucking year. Every fucking year, because it's like the only time he gets to open up and really just talk and be himself. And not have to worry about what other people think.
And not have to play around for the microphone. I said it there.
that was his favorite thing. He posted it. He liked
Well,
that.
yeah, because he didn't have to answer the same question 8,000 times.
I know. But the questions are also, we got to like know that now that Colin knows how to carve pumpkins. And he has 15 guitars. And what else do we know?
He has a gig on Access Hollywood.
Hey.
His first guitar was a really
he would be an art sculptor.
He got for a really cheap price.
and that he would be an art sculptor too.
He would be in art school.
You know,
He'd be in art school.
This just tells you how obsessed with this man I have become at this point. When they asked him questions like, you know, what is your guilty pleasure thing that, you know,
Treat yourself.
What, you know, all the stuff, I was able to answer them myself before he answered them, and I got them all right. Treat yourself with
guitars.
Oh, but I'm sorry, but
what would you have been
I love
doing?
Jen calling in that panel, but Jen was the best part. Like, when she was like, what is treat yourself?
But it's so funny because like she like knew him so well. She's like, tell him how many guitars you have, and then she talked about the pumpkin thing, and it was like, wow, I love your friendship so fucking much.
When they had asked him, well, what would you be doing if you weren't acting? He said, I said art school. Why did you get into acting? I said because you were really shy, and you was the only way to get out of your shell, and it was completely by accident anyway. You know, and is there one thing that you like to do on your off time? Play guitar and sing music. I mean, I got every answer kind of like, okay, they see you have officially become obsessed.
I thought it was cute that, you know, that Colin said, like, oh, she likes Outlander and stuff like that. It's like...
shows that Jen has excellent taste. Go, Jen.
Yeah, we need
so
to get
Jen
Jen
should totally
aboard.
be supporting the Colin in a kilt thing. Since,
Yes, exactly.
Oh my
I
God.
bet she voted for Sam. I bet she
That
voted
thing
for
with Sam was hysterical. I was so hoping that he would, because he got the tweet. He saw Sam's picture of him dressed up in the pirate.
We're waiting for the
outfit or
kill.
whatever.
We're waiting for the kill, so...
Come on. Ken, help us out, girl. Come on.
Although if he does it, I mean, the O'Donohues do have their own tartan, so maybe that's what he's waiting for.
I'm just really glad that at this one, I'm so glad they've gotten to a point where they don't have to beat around the bush, they don't have to play coy about it, they don't have to talk around it. They can just say straight up,
Yes.
Hook loves Emma loves Hook, period, end of statement.
But let's
So
talk
intensely,
about
so
let's talk
passionately.
about Yvette Brown, where she's like, ooh, I ship it, and you guys are so in sync. It was just so awesome.
Okay. And
Yeah,
now
that
for-
started to get
okay.
creepy.
Yeah,
No, but I think
I don't know. If
I'm
you
gonna
guys,
I have to say this because we're talking about interviews, and this is the part where Salty Panda gets serious. I know it happens sometimes. If you are an interviewer, you have to keep your bias out of questions.
Yes.
Oh,
That
you
was
mean the moment
I don't know.
she was asked for the 5,000th time if her sacrifice was for
Lisa,
Regina?
let me talk. Lisa, let me talk. He asked. He literally asked. I know because I had to watch it to rewatch it to know what she was saying. But he literally went. So you said that actions speak louder than words, and Colin was like, nope, that was me.
But it was Emma,
No.
actually. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but and he went. So does that mean that her not being able to say I love you to Hook at the first time, but later sacrificing herself for Regina? Does that mean what does that mean? I'm like, okay, I don't care if you if you ship Captain Swan, Swan Queen, or Rumble Swan, something Swan. I
Ew.
don't care.
Ew. Ew.
Grumpelstiltskin.
Grumple,
Grumpelstiltskin.
grumple.
Oh yes, I don't care. You keep your bloody bias when you're asking questions. And you know what that says to the actors? That, oh yeah, you know what? You two are not good at your roles because you're not portraying that. I'm like, no, Chin. She was pretty, and I loved Chin's answer. And you can tell she wanted to go, tell her to go fuck himself. But she, a lot more
I
calm.
mean,
And
I
Colin was the one that
irritated.
looked
She's been
really
asked the
pissed
same
off.
question probably like 50 times already, and she answered it the same way every time. And people just don't seem to want to give up. And she really looked like she was irritated.
Because Swan Queen gets them page hits. That's why they
okay.
keep asking.
No, that particular person who asked was a Swan Queen shipper, so it wasn't even about it. But actually, what I think is that okay, you cannot be completely unbiased, and it's fine. You
Oh, yeah.
like Swan Queen, you like Outlaw Queen, you like whatever. You ask about it. But this particular question is
Exactly.
they knew how
Oh,
she was gonna
The
answer.
moment,
They knew.
the moment that person said, "Sorry, that actions speak louder than words," fuckery, I knew they were a Swan Queen shipper because that's all the Swan Queen shippers know how to say. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
but I
that's
mean,
not an actual line
But
from
the
the
thing,
show. No one
the
on
thing,
the show has ever said that.
but the
Emma said in the finale, in this case, actions speak louder than words, when she was trying to get Regina to go to Robin. But anyway, context, what is it? Anyway, what I was trying to say was that, of course, everyone has their bias. I mean, they are journalists, they are not robots. It's fine if they wanted maybe to ask Jennifer her opinion on the development of the Emma and Regina relationship or whatever. But that particular question, they knew Jennifer had already answered it. They knew she wasn't gonna answer, oh, you are right, she loves Regina more than Hook. They
And
knew she was. So it was just to make her uncomfortable.
and to
Like,
make Colin
well,
uncomfortable.
yeah, it was weird because like she already answered it at the panel, and
Yes.
then like she brought it up during other Comic Cons, and it's like sort of like who are these people that are interviewing? Like if you got to know the show, you got to know what's being said about the next premiere. Like
but
it
they knew.
kind of like. But fine if you want to like talk about like Swan Queen, fine, that's fine. But it just felt like a waste of question because it's talking about last season. We're supposed to be talking about this season.
But I
So
think, yeah, but the point was they didn't want to actually know the answer because they knew perfectly well that Jennifer had already answered it 1,000 times. They knew she was getting grief about it. They knew that. It was just, oh, I'm gonna bring up a quote out of context,
well,
like a gotcha question. Oh, but why
Mm-hmm.
aren't you telling me that she loves Regina more since you said that actions speak louder than words? Why aren't you
but
telling this? You're wrong. They wanted to make her
then they should
uncomfortable.
not be in that room at all.
Of course not.
I bet you
Did you?
anything it was the
They
staring
should have,
blank face.
I mean, it's sad to say, like, I think their questions should be screened too, just like it is for the fans.
But did you read the tweets they sent after the interview? They tweeted, it was a Starry magazine. not even a real magazine. Anyway, they tweeted that they didn't ask for reader questions, and they didn't tell anyone that they have been accepted as press at
Yeah,
Comic
that's
Con
messed up.
because their magazine is full of their website is full of those articles bashing Jennifer, calling her homophobic for not shipping
Then
Swan Queen.
no,
Ugh.
then
So
It's very bad.
Comic Con should screen these people and see what they're
But they
what they're
don't.
doing.
They
no,
hand out press
it's
passes
it's
like it's
Well,
candy.
now
it's
they should learn.
ABC. It's ABC who gives them the
Oh.
passes. And the reason this Story Magazine person didn't tell anyone she was going was because she knew that if other fans found out that she was writing those kind of articles about Jennifer, they would tell ABC, and she would lose her press pass. She
That's
knew,
why.
and she
You
admitted
That's
know,
that.
why
I
the
mean,
nature of.
I knew
That's
she was
why.
going because she asked for questions for the 100.
That's
So
why
I
the
knew.
nature of the way that she asked this question wasn't just about did Emma was Emma's sacrifice for Regina instead of the whole town. She was laying it out as though Emma was choosing between Regina and Hook, and
Exactly.
that's why JMO said what she said. It was never a choice between Regina and Hook. It was a choice to save the whole town. It didn't matter that it was Regina who got grabbed first. It could have been Snow who was grabbed first, or Hook, or Henry, or anybody, and she would have done it for anybody. She did it for the whole town. It wasn't she was doing it for. It wasn't that she was trying to show that she loved her more
And
than him.
I mean, even I think actually, even if the whole town had not been in peril, even if it was just Regina who was about to die and Emma could save her, she would have done it anyway. She would have
Because
done
it's
it
Emma.
from any dwarf like Sneezy and Grumpy and whatever. She would have done it for everyone because that's just who Emma is. That's, I mean, I don't understand why Captain Swan shippers
These people
a
are
lot of
so deluded and so like stuck in their own little version of what's real that Captain Swan could be married 50 years from now with great grandchildren and they would still be bitching that she's gonna hook up with Swan Queen as Endgame.
Okay, but
It will never end.
of course everyone thinks of the show the way they want, but I don't understand why Captain Swan shippers keep arguing with them. Why have they been fixated on this point? What is about it? I mean, I was annoyed too that they framed it as, oh, Regina worked too hard for a happy end because that's bullshit. But just insisting that, oh, she didn't do it for Regina. Of course, she did it for everyone, but also for Regina, and she would have done it for Regina if it had been only her, or for anyone.
For me, the offense in that wasn't
Well,
Regina. It was like that it was an attack against Jennifer, and I'm like, no, do not attack Precious Cup.
Yeah. No, I understand the attack against I mean, even before Jennifer waiting with her opinion, like, why fandom has become fixated on this point. She did it for her, she did it for everyone. I don't know, it's just so stupid.
Well, the Captain Swan fandom has always been like this when it comes to Swan Queen because the Swan Queen shippers were here first and they've been so vociferous and they refuse to shut up even when they've been proven wrong 8,000 times. So, nervous people are going to continue to be nervous no matter what we say.
I mean, I understand when it was like Swanfire, okay, argue which one is better, because they're both, like, they were at some point, at the beginning of season 3, end of season 2, they were both possible, so, okay, arguing what's better, what's more canon between those two, it made a bit of sense, but arguing with Swan Queen shippers, it's like, can you say waste of time?
Come on, don't argue with the bitches. They won't get anywhere. It won't get you anywhere except for a stress headache.
I mean, here's the deal. I am a fic writer, and the update I just posted on my fic the other day, I got 3 Swan Queen comment on my fic that basically called the same old arguments about Captain Swan being rape culture and Colin and Sean were going to get fired and all this other nonsense. So, and I don't get anywhere near Swan Queen because the whole thing makes me nauseous. But they still managed to find my fic and waste their time writing some comment that I'm just going to delete 5 seconds later.
What the hell,
It's
people?
kind of pathetic.
I'm the exact same way. I mean, I've gotten anonymous stuff too from people that, not because we've been doing the podcast for so long and it's just our small group. They know us. I think those Swan tweeters know us pretty damn well, so they tend to message us a lot. But I don't bother with them.
They devote an awfully long time to a ship they hate. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
The only time that I ever tend to let my voice be heard is when they start shitting on the actors. I do not stand for that crap. Like,
I think that's
recently
mostly
they just started shitting on Colin, saying that, oh, you know, now she's gonna break up with him because he's losing his hair and he's going bald. I'm like, oh,
Okay,
you know, you didn't.
you know what they sound like? And I'm gonna go cross-friend over here for a second. They sound like the anti-Grand Warren fans who create weeks for Bill and Warren and write fics about Bill and Warren. And I'm like, if you hate him so much, why are you skipping? Why are you writing fics about him?
Yes.
Because it's apparently all they have in their little world is to bash other people.
Anyway,
Just to,
Ro, tell us.
well, speaking about biased interviewers, I really do like the questions that Colin asked Jen that Access Hollywood.
Do all their interviews.
And honestly,
I think you should have asked her, why is Captain Hook your favorite character? Speaking of biased questions.
I don't know about you, but did you guys get the impression at all that some of the questions were bending towards being slightly inappropriate?
Yes.
I'm not talking about shipper-wise. I'm talking about, like, personally. Like, a little over the top. Like, when they were doing the TV line thing, he was talking about, do you think that when you see her in her tight clothes, is it going to cause your inner pirate?
That question kept getting asked in various ways all weekend, and it kept pissing me off because you're basically reducing Dark Swan, who's going to be a very powerful villain and very dangerous, to a sex object, and I'm like, you all need to step off before I beat you.
The funny thing was that, like, 2 days later, we got the first pictures of actually Dark Swan in her Dark Swan clothes, not from the promo, but from the filming that you think is promo, but isn't. Anyway. And we got the pictures, and she has no cleavage. She's covered from head to toes with a gown that is not tight, but completely normal. She's not sexualized at all, and I'm actually
not yet.
Okay.
I mean, Jen did say that the Dark Swan has an entire closet. I have to believe that at least one of those outfits is sexy.
Okay, I'm fine with one sexy outfit, but I don't want her to suddenly be showing cleavage and legs and whatever. Because, like, sexy is evil. It's not something they want to claim.
Every female villain has been sexualized. The only distinction you can make is with the Snow Queen, who showed a bunch of cleavage, but her storyline had nothing to do with sex. But she still had, like, abundant cleavage.
Okay, and I don't want them to do that to Hema because
I
don't either. I mean, even
it's a fucked up point of view, and among their several fucked up sexual things they have on the show.
That's another reason why I don't want Captain Swan to do the do while Emma's evil either, because again, you're saying that they can't have sex unless she's evil. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on.
Like why? Like if you want them to flirt and you know, attempted seduction, whatever, okay. I mean, that's still not 100% cool, but better. But if they actually do cross that line and actually do have sex while she's evil, then you're telling me that they can't have sex unless one of them is evil, and that is not cool.
Can you imagine if Emma, who's about to become Dark Swan, tries to seduce him, he resists, and that's what makes her become Dark Swan. She gets pissed off for having been sexually rejected. It's
had
like
sex with you for months.
you should have just do it. Anyway.
I don't think we have to.
Here's the thing.
Ro? Sorry. I'm sorry. I have to let Ro speak because he never speaks. Ro,
No.
tell us.
I don't think we have to worry. If this was like the Vampire Diaries and they both turned off their humanity, then we have to worry. But I think Killian has enough restraint that he wouldn't go there.
I agree.
Okay, here's the thing.
But at the same time, I don't think it's necessarily just evil Emma who would want to sleep with him. That girl has been jonesing
No, I
for
mean,
him.
that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying, though. They had all of season 4 to either show us or imply that they were already having sexy times, and they didn't. And if they try to go there and actually have sexy times now, then you're implying that they couldn't have sexy times until Emma was evil, and that's fucked up.
Can you believe that all those interviewers had the courage to make innuendo about Hook's pirate flag, and not one of them managed to ask if they had already had sex?
Yes.
I mean, come
really?
on.
Really?
As no one asked Leanne to ask them.
I was shocked no one had asked that question yet. Honestly, I'm like, this is a ship that's been going on since season 2. They've had sexual tension practically from their very first scene. Why has no one asked? Have you guys already had sex and we missed it? Why is no one asked?
They just do this. They imply, that this is what irks me beyond anything else, is that they're reducing, by asking all these sexually laced questions, they're reducing the struggle that she's going to be going through, and how deeply he loves her down to just being sexual, and it's so much more than that.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Not just that, but it's really not appropriate. Like in one of the interviews that I watched, the very last question was to Colin, and the lady asked him, I don't even know why, because it didn't have anything to do with anything. She asked him if he had ever gone dark to
yes.
the girl.
I was like, what in the fuck? That has to be that Swan Queen chick who asked
the look on Colin's face was like, no. What the fuck is that? Question? It is totally out of left field and really not appropriate. I mean, that's
here's the thing on the sex. If they had already had sex previously to Dark Swan, I would be all for hate sex. I would be the first person to say
yes.
it. I mean, you know me. You
know me.
Okay? But since they haven't actually had sex for the first time, no. It's a lot more... Yes.
Yeah, I don't want their first time to be tainted by this. That's fucked up.
Okay. So, sorry, go on.
This is why I wasn't really upset with the way that Leanne worded her question, because I don't think she meant it to be in a sexual way. Colin and Josh just, want to be stupid, and they decided to take it and go, once will now be on at 10 p.m. on HBO and Skinamax. They were just playing.
Well, yeah, because they've been dealing with that crap all day, so it's the easy joke to make.
And this is why I admire her, because unlike the other reporter who should not be named, yes, it is glaringly obvious that Leanne is a card-carrying Captain Swan shipper, but she has never, in her articles, defamed or shit on any of the other ships. She reports objectively. Whereas with Natalie, she is a card-carrying Swan, Fire, Swansea, whatever the fuck, and she
Swan
shits
anybody
on
but Hook.
Yes, and she shits on Hook. Like, she's not objective.
Okay, and she also shits on Emma. Like, don't forget, she also shits on Emma.
Yes, as a journalist,
was she the person who asked Jen one time back in like season 2 or something about about Hook stealing Mila, and Emma and Jen was like, whoa, 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 you can't steal a person.
I don't remember if it was her.
Because I know it was
an
EW.
epic interview.
I know it was EW. I just can't remember if it was Natalie Abrams or not.
But she is so obvious because I remember when Hook had the centric episode.
She interviewed Lana.
I think it was. Yeah, she interviewed Lana. It was like everybody interviews Colin, and then there's this person interviewing Lana in a centric Hook episode.
Yeah,
it was like, you are so obvious that you don't want to talk to Colin.
What's worse than that is every time that another male character appears, even if that character has nothing to do with Emma whatsoever,
yes,
she'll immediately insinuate that, oh, this is going to get in the middle of Cam Swan, which makes us think like their love isn't serious. Whether it was Neil or August or Walsh or anybody that happened to show up, she immediately thinks, August, I'm like, honey, August is a 7-year-old child. Unless she wants to go to jail for pedophilia, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
And she's not Regina.
But you know what? I almost wish that we could have like a webcam in her house when Captain Swan finally has their true love's kiss, just so we can see the steam coming out of her ears.
No, she'll ask a question about Regina instead. She'll ignore
How does Captain Swan's true love's kiss affect Regina?
That's right.
Yes. Does this mean that Regina?
Honestly, the way I see Natalie, I equate her to. I will never forget this for as long as I live, because I used to watch the. Nanny like a hawk, like crazy.
Cece.
I remember the episode where they finally told the family that Maxwell had asked Fran to marry him. Everybody knew except Cece. She wasn't there. But when she showed up, Niles being Niles, he had to tell her because he wanted to see her flip the fuck out. And she was like, she had her head on the kitchen counter. Why? And he took a butcher knife from a knife block and put it in her purse while she wasn't seeing it because he thought maybe she would try to kill herself because she couldn't have Maxwell. Like, I can just see that now with Natalie when they have their true love's kiss. Sorry, honey.
The nanny was surprisingly dark.
Sorry.
Holy crap.
What did you guys?
It was funny. It was just funny.
Well, what did you guys think when Lana was interviewed about her becoming the savior?
I wanted to go puke.
You know, it was weird. It was really weird because, like, she said that in her individual interviews, but then when she was on the couch, she kind of changed her answer.
Well, she changes her answer every 5 seconds.
It's just like, like when she's alone.
This is bad for my health. Do we really need to talk about this?
No, I want to talk about what Jen said.
Yeah,
okay.
You want a good time? Call
you
it.
don't want me to go puke or something, right?
With it, she said they were going to flip and that she was going to become the. Well, I think this will be a good time for all of them to come into that, not just her, all of them.
It's time for Storybrooke to learn to save themselves.
Yes, please.
This poor woman has dedicated her life to helping all of these people. Has never had a moment for herself. They need to learn how to deal with their own shit.
Seriously, he hasn't even had sex with her really hot boyfriend.
Seriously.
Well, I mean, never mind.
Shan,
Say it.
Nothing.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
Come on, Shannon.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you.
No.
I'm gonna.
Still on process. I can leave the plate.
I'm done.
Okay, so does anyone have any last comments?
I mean, they've already proven during the first half of season 3, when everyone was in Neverland looking for Henry, they've already proven that they're far capable of taking care of themselves. You know, even in the face of danger with John and Michael and all this stuff, they managed to take care of their own shit. So if they can do that then.
See, here's the thing. Speaking of Neverland, you know, Emma was the leader in Neverland, but now the leader's the one who needs saved. And now you got, you know, Snowing, they rule stuff, and Regina's the queen, mayor, whatever. Killian's, captain of his own ship. These people are all leaders in their own right, and now they have no one to unite them. So I have a feeling that there might be some splintering of the group after a while.
Yes, splinter the group.
I think Eddie said that, some people are not going to agree on some issues about Emma, and I think maybe that's what'll happen with the splitting of.
Regina. Kill this pair.
You're not going to be all on the same page.
And this is completely random, but what in the hell is in that jar Belle's carrying?
It's a jar of dirt.
Is it rumple? Did they put rumple in a jar?
It's a jar of dirt, and the dirt is rumple.
No, it's to protect her from rumple.
I wanna ask you a question. How do you feel when Eddie said that they had to sacrifice Will's story for Regina's stories?
You really want to know how I feel about that?
Now you
just had to go down that rabbit hole.
You just created a monster.
When I heard that interview, I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm picturing Mai throwing shit across the floor. It's just because we have to sacrifice Will Scarlet's story before more Regina stories. I was like, "What the fuck, really?" No.
Yes. And this goes back because, and you know what the worst part is? That recently I've been rewatching Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, and I get even more pissed off. Because my parents, they were so perfect.
This is like them sacrificing Emma's story for Regina and Zelina's baby bullshit. I don't want to see that shit, but it's going to be in there regardless.
I want to go knock on Annie's house and be like, "What's up, yo? What's up? Come on, tell me. For real, listen to me because you're not on Twitter, so I cannot complain to you, and Adam ignores me. So, what the fuck, man?
I don't know what's
Seriously,
gonna
do you
happen.
know? And I would show him the ratings, you do realize that the Regina episodes have the least ratings.
Did you also see that he also did in maybe the same interview, but he said about, we're going back to this whole sacrifice for Regina thing. He said it. I was like, what did you just say?
Okay.
Instead of sacrificing for the town, he said, "Oh, it's a sacrifice for Regina." I was like, crap. No.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. Okay, Michelle and Serena were laughing about this before we started. I have actually not seen the panel.
I
didn't want to hear Lana talk.
No, this was not on the panel. This was at an interview. So.
And not just Lana, and I didn't want to hear the Regina and Rumple apologism that Adam and Eddie were definitely going to say. So that's why I've been putting off the
There's
panel.
none of that.
And I was gonna watch it, but I decided to watch the Outlander one instead.
Oh, it's funny.
But seeing Bob,
I've seen the Colin and Ken moments. That's all.
But seeing Bob, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just seeing Bobby's interviews, at least he's pretty much flat out yeah, Rumple's addicted to magic. He's never gonna be good.
At least somebody has sense.
I love Bobby because Bobby is why I think he once said that he didn't understand Ramel shippers because he doesn't treat her nicely. I'm like, thank you, Bobby.
I mean, he doesn't put his
Rumble people can stop trying to excuse all of his actions when the actor himself who plays the fucking character tells you, yeah,
he's been saying this for a long time too. He's he's not putting putting the character on a pedestal like they do with Regina. So I don't know. I do not like Rumple one bit, but I gotta give credit to Bobby there. So
well, Bobby said several times that he likes playing villain Rumple a lot better than playing, wishy-washy, lovey-dovey Rumple. So it makes sense that he's like, hell yeah, let's be addicted to magic.
That I don't know if I should believe it or not, but it's a quote from Emily that says she's going to try to stay away from the toxic influences in her life. So I'm hoping, against hope. Do not screw with me.
Well, Emily also said in the panel that Belle needs a vacation.
She needs to go for a hike on that mansion area, I guess.
Well, unless Rumple's in their jar, Belle's going on vacation.
Well, it looks like the jar from
Camelot.
Beauty. It looks like the jar from Beauty and the Beast, where the rose is kept. You know.
That was white though, and that's not a jar. That's a glass dome.
It looks still the same.
No,
But the thing in Beauty and the Beast is clear. That jar was opaque. It was white.
Well,
This speculating just makes my head hurt more. It's like,
Honestly,
just wait till
So yes, the point was that this is the first time I'm hearing about the Will Scarlet Regina moment, because the only interviews I watched were Jen and Colin.
Yeah, that's all I watched too.
So, yes, I am very, very, very pissed off, especially because, I mean, come on. He was a good character, and I've asked that question on Twitter a million times.
And they essentially
complain about it endlessly in my reviews.
Well, I don't.
The only purpose he served in season 4 was to be Belle's rebound from Rumple. I'm like,
and you know
Will
what
Scarlet deserves better.
Then you can tell, because in season 4A, they actually did give you hints to Anastasia with the book and the photo of the Red Queen in his jacket and him being sad all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then they didn't follow through. So
Nope.
I don't know if my beautiful queen is dead, if she's alive, if they retcon the shit out of her. Because I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says. Anastasia, yes, she was evil, but she was more selfish than evil. She was never really, I mean, from what we know, she was never the height of evil that Kina or Rumple were. She just wanted Will back. That's all her evilness. Wanted Will back. She got Will back. She wasn't evil. And the show actually said the Red Queen is dead. But
Yeah, she was the White Queen by the end.
Exactly. So that would be retconning the shit out of everything. And I'm pissed about the retcon. I will forever be pissed about the retcon.
Okay, guys, do you have any last comments? Otherwise, we can.
I got two real quick things, a little housekeeping that I didn't get to do before. One, I want to say congratulations to Sean McGuire for the birth of his baby boy Flynn. Happy. And anybody who has happened to have seen that picture of him holding the baby online, please don't repost it. That wasn't intended to be out in the open. Okay, so please be respectful of Sean's privacy. I'm sure if in the future that he wants to publish pictures of the baby, he will do so when he feels like he is ready.
Seriously, guys, that's so creepy. That's not the first time that somebody has said it. Like, do not post pictures of actors' babies. That's like majorly messed up.
And two, I know you guys don't really like to deal with polls and award shows, but if you haven't, please go and vote for Colin and Jen TV lip lock on the Teen Choice Awards on Fox. There are 5 days left. You can vote once each day. Please go do so.
And you can vote on different platforms once.
And before we forget, please remember to review and rate us on iTunes.
Oh.
Yeah, we want to make the Once Upon a Time podcast list.
And also on Monday, the Dust Storm trailer's coming out, so everybody watch it.
Yay!
Okay.
Yes, so if you don't know anything about Dust Storm, it's on Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, and it has its own website. Please check it out, like it, follow it, support Colin.
Okay, anything else?
I don't know how long the show's got, but I hope Rebecca Mader stays for the rest of it. She's so funny in interviews.
Yeah, I love her. Okay, so I think we're done. Thank you everyone for listening, and bye.
Bye.
Bye.